Check 1, 2. Keep talking. Check 1, 2, check.
Yep, no, it's all good. Good afternoon. I'm Brent Ivy, a staff member here, and would like to extend to you a warm welcome to First Presbyterian Church, where we're so pleased that you have joined us today. The Klezmer Fusion Band performs music derived from 3 traditional sources: Yiddish Klezmer, Israeli Hebrew, and religious. Traditional ethnic and folk instruments such as clarinet, mandolin, and acoustic guitar give the music an old world feel. These instruments are backed by a jazz rhythm section, including keyboards, bass, and drums. Jazz, Latin, Caribbean, rock and roll rhythms enliven traditional melodies with a contemporary, danceable feel. In this way, Klezmer Fusion bridges old world and new world sounds. At the conclusion of the concert today, we will receive a love offering benefiting the Jewish Family Services Resettlement Program. This helps refugee families in our community. You may contribute at the doors when you leave this space, or I do have one, you'll find a QR code in the pews next to you, and you may scan that code and contribute that way as well. Thank you for your generosity. Following the concert, you are invited to join us in Social Hall, which is directly below this room, for a reception and to view our new art gallery installation, the Shabbat and Meditation Projects by Lori Wohl. Lori is a fiber artist from New York City, and she's internationally known for her unique unweavings, liturgical projects, and interfaith message. Lori will give a short talk about her works during the reception. I find her works to be incredibly compelling, and even more so once Lori shares how she created these beautiful pieces of art. So I'd strongly encourage you to join us downstairs. Now, before we begin, if you would take a moment and silence any electronic devices that you have that might beep or whistle or sound like a frog croaking or whatever your phone may do. Please do that for us. Thank you so much. Now, please help me welcome the Klezmer Fusion Band.
So, I don't know if anybody here that was born, no, not before 1920, right? Maybe, not quite. So if you were lived in the 20s in, let's say, Eastern Europe perhaps, but certainly in the United States, you would hear the song called Tanz, Tanz, Yiddle, Dance, Dance, Jews. That's what this is called. Or the Rebbe Hakahazi Freilich, the rabbi said we should be happy. So I was speaking and singing in Hebrew. And I may do some Hebrew, Yiddish. And I may also do some Yiddish scat a little bit later. And then featured Ralph Arbor. This is kind of a klezmer. You call it quintessential klezmer tune. Anybody know about Klezmer? Klezmer, also from Eastern Europe, Klezmer in Hebrew means instruments of music, and that's where it came from. And so we channel. This is probably, I think I picked this up probably from a book that would feature music from the 20s. Oh boy. You ready for this one? You want to explain it, or you want me to thank you?
This next piece is two parts. The first part is a doino, which is a Romanian form, where a solo instrument improvises a cadenza-like material over some chord changes. And we're following this up with a freilach, lively dance. These two pieces were put together in the early 1920s by a Ukrainian-American clarinetist, Dave Terrace. And so this is what we got from a recording. Dave Terrace joined us.
We are the Klezmer Fusion. We've been around for quite a while, actually, almost, well, forget me for a long time, say. We've been around for a while, and I've been the leader all along, but we have, some of these guys have been with me for a long time. So I'm Neil Alexander, the leader. On the far right, on keyboards, we have Cliff Monier. David Stearns on bass. Tony Kocher on drums. And Ralph Katz on drums. So when people talk about klezmer music, they talk about Yiddish tunes, and they may throw that moniker on it, but some of the Yiddish tunes are actually folk tunes, or actually taken from the Yiddish theater. I'll play a few of those. This is called Worship Has Been Bound, Raisins and Almonds, and it's about, let's see, there's a widow who's singing a melody, a lullaby, to her little son, telling her what he should be. He should be, basically, he should be a capitalist. He should build great things, and he'll get lots of money, and maybe it's not appropriately politically correct, but in those days that was something to dream for, where people were very poor. And that's what this is about. And you'll hear the famous line over and over there, Schlaf, Shehidel Schlaf. Sleep, my little boy, sleep. In the Beis Hamikdash, in Navi Kuchayda, sitzt die Omanen Basidon, in den Jochinen, sind sie gesehen, die zum Schlafen am Menschen. Steht vor, was sie Thank you. Let's get ready for a sequel tonight.
Let's see, what else? We're gonna do something from Ralph's book.
Ralph got a special book. You want me to? I'm going to do a half. Why you didn't say for explain this. I'll explain. This is from the Reverend. Part two. It's in the. It's in the second book. The second book, Ralph's book. It's the other second one.
It's got too many moves here.
Perhaps 20 years ago, someone who had been a Romanian World War II orphan immigrated to the United States. His name was German Goldenstein. And he, in his orphanage, they thought of Klezmer. And when he came here, he came with his own handwritten dictionary of roughly 800 tunes that most people have not seen here or heard. And he, in New York, people found out about him, and he ended up going to an annual event that no longer exists called Klezmer. And he recorded about a dozen tunes there, and they made a CD out of it. And this is one of the tunes from the CD. Later, there was a book of printed music issued, but it was too late. I already had a bunch of his tunes transcribed for my own. So this is called a wedding horn.
What's the style? It's not like a horror like we think when we dance at the wedding, is it?
It's a much slower horn. Hora is a dance, and it could be 2, it could be 3. For those people who have 3 legs. But the Romanian horas could be in 3. This is slower than, say, the things that we know, like Habanera.
It's kind of like horror for beginners.
The horror.
Yeah, you guys tell the jokes.
Okay. This next tune is a test for you all. Well, you're willing to sing? Yes! Oh, good answer. Well, this song is about an instrument, which I will not tell you until I'm done explaining it. I'll tell you, I'm going to give you the English translation. And of course, I'm singing Yiddish. By the way, I'm singing English. Hear my tale of a certain young man, stayed up all night till he thought of a plan. I did not like the translation. He wanted a girl who would be his delight, a girl who was pretty and witty and bright. Tell me, my pretty one, tell if you know what needs no rain and yet it can grow. Tell what can blossom and bloom through the years, tell what can yearn and cry without tears. Somebody must be getting this soon. Don't shout out. Oh, foolish boy, now surely you know, a stone needs no rain, and yet it can grow. True love can blossom and bloom through the years, and a heart, when it yearns, it cries without tears. Good song yet? Tumbalalaika! You know the song? You'll know in a second. Join me on the chorus. Steht der Woche, steht und wacht und den ganzen Tag. Wenn zu nehmen und nicht verschämen, wenn zu nehmen und nicht verschämen. Here's the chorus. Tumbala, 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 spiel balalaika, tumbala. One more time with me. Tumbala, tumbala, tumbala. Those of you, do anybody remember the Yiddish theater scene in Detroit, maybe? Anybody know that? There was a theater scene in Detroit in the 30s, 40s, 30s, 40s. This is a song from that. Molly Pican sang this. And there's also another tune we go into. And that tune, you surely know this one. I'm going to tell you what this is. You'll recognize it. I think it was made famous by the Andrews Sisters. Also, actually, interestingly, by the Berry Sisters, who did it before the Andrews Sisters. But you'll know the Andrews Sisters version. Here you go. Schenke dir Wunder, bitte wie Dave's turn. There you go, children. And I try to do some Yiddish snap. Okay. Back to Ralph's section. Well, you know what? I think it's time for let's do another audience participation too. Let's do the Robson.
Oh, the handout.
The handout. Is Lori here? Is Lori here? Hi, Lori. This is in your honor. Thank you. Thank you. Doesn't matter, I can do it anyway. So this is, I don't have a key, I'm not doing it as a prayer. I'm going to cover my head. This is a Lechado D. It's Lechado D, the Klan Kalabans. This is set on a Friday night Kabbalah Shabbat service. And it's done to welcome in the Sabbath bride because we, Israel, it's the Sabbath queen, and we are the Chatan, the husband. We're trying to get united tonight, on that night for Friday night service. Lechado Di Likrat Kala, and in the face of the bride will come to us during Shabbat. And so this is a melody that was taught to me by a Rising Star Hadar Institute, Rabbi Rachel Mintz. This is there's a group of people writing melodies that are wordless melodies, yada da da da, that are called nigun. Okay, so this is the Ramsar nigun, which he called it, and it weaves into this prayer. There it goes. Let's actually listen to it for a second. If you're willing to sing with me, because you did a great job before. Sing it with me. can just say it's up-tempo Bulgar by Terrace.
Yeah, it's up-tempo Bulgar, another Dave Harris piece. I got this from a book that Pete Sokolow sold me at Klezmer. And Pete had an album called Klezmer Fusion, which was a mix of Jewish and stride piano music. But this is a Bulgar in C minor called Melon.
What is a Bulgar? For those who don't know.
What is a Bulgar, for those who don't know?
I mean, yeah.
It's a style of music, that's what this is. This is a Bulgar.
It sounds Bulgarian, but it's a Romanian too. It's Romanians thought Bulgarian music was like. Romanians thought Bulgarian music was like, but Bulgarians wouldn't call it that. They would call it Romanian. So. One, two, 1, 2. I was talking about Horace before, and this is another horror, but it's in 3, and it's slow. And the beats, the accentuations are at 1 and 3. Bum, 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 bum. And another glass of wine. And following this is another Dave Terrace piece. Dave Terrace died in the 70s, 80s. He was part of the family orchestra in the Ukraine, World War I disrupted that and he came to the United States where he was working as a clothing salesman. He told the people at Ellis Island not to fumigate his clarinet, but they did, if you remember. And so he worked as a clothing salesman for a while, and one day he had enough of it, bought another clarinet, and spent the rest of his life playing weddings, bar mitzvahs, and concerts. And this is Noch of the Lazy Line.
Okay. I want to make sure we have time for a couple more tunes. This is, anybody have the process instrument? Oh, sorry, should I ask you to do it? Sorry. Don't raise your hand. You know who you are. It had kind of a feel of like all kinds of, progressive people getting together, and this is a socialist tune. Very much different, very much a liberal Yiddish socialist tune. We're all, and it's a community universal sentiment. I'll agree, all brothers. And we're all brothers, and we sing happy songs, and we hold each other up, and there's nothing like us. And we're all like whether we're big or large, whether we're small, whether we're too little or too much, or too little or too much, we're all the same, and we love each other like a husband and a cow, like a bridegroom and a bride. And just so you know, the women were forgotten in this too. Unmer seine alle Schwestern, we're all sisters. Isaiah Rochel, Rachel, Ruth, and Esther from the Bible. So there you go. This requires you to sing with the most common exclamation that Jews make, which is? Oi. Hello? Oi! That's all you need to do is say oi. Sing oi. I'll lead you, I'll do this with you. Oi, 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 oi. Sing with me. Oi, 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 oi. Second part. Oi, 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 oi. Again. Oi, 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 oi. Put them together. Everybody singing. Oi, 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 oi. Oi, 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 oi. Oi, 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 Romania. All right, guys, hang on your seats for this one. This is not exactly an easy tune. This was sung by Aaron Lebedev. It's a show tune, and has all kinds of stuff, which hopefully we'll be able to get, right? And I used to introduce this as a country tune. Country Eastern. Bad jokes. You know, you guys have been a great crowd. Thank you so much for having us pray for you today. Thank you for being willing to be good sports and participate with us. We're the Klezmer Fusion Band. Way down there is Cliff Monier, Dave Stern, Terry Coacher, Matt Deck, and I'm your Alexander. And this is Romania. It's a very nice place. Pretty. Dort symfonie ist der Fall gelegen, wo es das Nachtschlüssel zu kriegen, am Mann liegera, kann das aber schon.
It's a great key for me, and it's no good for